Hello again. So today's class, I have down here to do some back stretches. A little shorter class. We are still going to do a sequence, so we'll do our breath sequence and then our Shavasana at the end. I always highly suggest you go ahead and do the Shavasana. It's where the magic happens, as they say. But if you choose not to, thank you for joining us. I have 2 tennis balls and 2 blocks down here. You may want to use them, you may not. You may want to find something that will be similar to those, but you don't have to. You know, you can always do modifications without it. We will start in Supta Baddha Konasana, so on our backs with our feet together. And if this is too much hips, you can always take 2 blocks and put them underneath your knees here, which will release some of the pressure on those hips, but I'm going to go ahead and put those to the side. I could use a good hip stretch here. And just start to let the breath even out, forgetting that day or that week. Finding an intention to set for our class today. Wherever you are, exhaling all of the air and breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And out. 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Hold. And in for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Another deep breath in. And out. One more time in. And out. And returning to that even breath. Even starting to warm up that Ujjayi breath, that audible of your throat like you're fogging up a mirror. In through the nose. Out the nose. And keep going. If you had a neighbor sitting next to you on their mat, then they should be able to hear you breathe. It's not supposed to be quiet. Slowly bring those knees up together and then pulling them into your chest. You can wrap your arms around, giving yourself a little hug here if you want. You can keep your hands on your knees if this is too much. I'm going to take some big circles with his knees. Just if you go one way, go the other way. Whatever feels good here on these hips, which have so much to do with our low back. And then we're going to take big circles, our knees together, just coming down on that tailbone area. seeing if there's any spots that are annoying. And if there is, that spot for a minute. So the tennis balls can come into play here. So if you find a spot right underneath, right below that waistline, right where you're starting to come into the glutes, right around the tailbone area, take those two tennis balls, put one on either side for balance, even if it's only one side that's giving you annoyance. You can put it on the other side. It'll help you keep from putting too much pressure. And you can always do it with just one tennis ball. That's fine too. Just find those spots. You can even sit, not even moving. Just keep the pressure there on that spot. Slowly move it, maybe. If you find, like me, I have a spot right around my shoulder blade where I have a rib that likes to pop into place. And so yesterday I was having that problem. Take the tennis ball and put it where that spot is. And you can, again, find that spot and then just let your body relax around the tennis ball. You can also do this with a block, laying on a block with it between your shoulder blades if that's where yours is. Just getting the edge on that spot wherever you have a problem. Like I said, for me, it's a rib that tries to come out of place whenever I'm slouching too much. Notice my hips are up. I'm basically doing a bit of a bridge here, just so that I'm supporting myself with the right amount of weight into this tennis ball, because I don't want to hurt anything. You can always hurt yourself you can hurt yourself walking, so you can hurt yourself doing anything. So just make sure you take care of your body. Listen to it. It'll tell you what it can and cannot do. Like I said, you don't have to have the tennis ball. To do what I was just doing, obviously you have to have a tennis ball of some sort. But you can always, again, just rock to left and right. If it's that low area, you can find something with a hard edge to go underneath. If you're having the same problem as I'm having here, there's a lot of different things that you can do just with a hard edge to lay on and to relax that part of your body on will work for you. So let's go ahead and come to a seated position. Let's inhale the arms overhead. Exhale the hands down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the right, taking the right hand behind you. Left hand comes to the knee. Looking over that right shoulder. Then inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale the hands down, coming into a box for our CatCow. So the shoulders are directly over the wrists, slightly forward, and we have a neutral spine. I want you to curl those back toes under and then pick the knees up and move them back just slightly. Inhale, drop the belly, look up at the ceiling. Pulling the hands back towards the knees, and then exhale, push the floor away, rounding back. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, push the floor away, rounding the back. Going through a few more rounds here at your own breath, your own pace. Even taking on an exhale, a big C curve, looking over that right shoulder. And back to center, over the left shoulder. And back to center. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, push away. Meeting back in that neutral spine. The right hand goes forward, the left foot goes back, and we're going to pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take both out to the side, pulling those left toes back towards your nose, using that belly and that core, back to center, and then reach the right hand back for the left foot. Trying to square the shoulders back to the front of the mat, pushing hand into foot and foot into hand, and slowly release, coming back to that box. Left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it out to the side. Back to center. Reach around for that foot, hand into foot, foot into hand. Square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Slowly release, coming back to that box. Stepping one foot back and then the other, finding that high plank. Hips go up and back, down dog. I've talked about the external rotation of the arms before. What that means is I want you to take the inner crease of your elbow and try to turn it towards the ceiling, taking your biceps towards the outside edge of your body, the triceps towards the inside. So that's an external rotation of the bicep. And slowly relax into this down dog, still really working on that external rotation. And then let the heels sink down towards the mat because they have a tendency to stay up high because we hold tension there. And remember to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Slowly take the head closer to the floor. I want you to bend your knees and really push into those palms. And then slowly exhale the heels down, keeping that good posture, keeping that V shape rather than the U shape, which you can easily come. So you can look over. We don't want the U shape. We want to bend the knees, take the forehead towards the ground, externally rotate those biceps, stick our butt up in the air, and then you can slowly release those heels back towards the mat. A lot of work going on here. It's not pose. Look between your hands and step to the front of your mat. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Checking in with those two loops. See how I have them here? I want you to take them just like this, down between those big toes. Yeah, move mine apart just a little bit. Our feet are parallel. We have a big bend in the knees. I'm going to take my knees apart, let my belly come down between my thighs, and then bring my knees back together. And then my head hangs heavy. Trying to let go of all the tension. Fingertips claw the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms overhead. Look up, reach up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the look up, reach up. Right hand grabs the left wrist. You're going to bump your hips to the left. Pull with that right hand on that left wrist over to the side, finding a crescent, looking up underneath that left arm. Inhale back to center. Change the grip. Bump to the right. Look that right arm as you find your crescent. Inhale back up. Bring your hands or cactus arms so they make that goal post or that 90-degree bend at the elbow. Take a bend in the knees, and then the chest goes up and back. Trying to take the hands back, the elbows up. Using that core. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot stays there, left foot steps back, low lunge. So we're really only going to do one sequence here, one time, but we're thing. Okay? So we want to make sure we set everything up really good. We have our low lunge. I'm not here. I'm not here in a runner's lunge. I have my knee over my ankle, my right hip is pulling back, my left hip is pulling forward, and I am looking down. Okay? Pulling my heart forward with those fingertips, that's a good lunge. And then we're going to rotate that back heel to the mat, rotate the arms up, and then find our warrior two. So in this case, I needed to take my back foot back even further so that I have a really wide stance. This will help me find some space to be able to do a few more things. I try to find the inner arches on my feet, pull the knee towards the pinky toe in the front, pull in that belly, look over those front hands. Remember, in through the nose, out through the nose. You control the breath, it does not control you. Flip the front palm, take it up and back to reverse your warriors. That back hand goes down that back thigh. Inhale through your warrior two, extended side angle, right elbow to thigh. Left arm comes directly in front of you. Flip the palm, and then continue up till that tricep, the back of your arm, is by your ear. And you can look up underneath that left arm. Still trying to find the inner arches, which will help your hips do exactly what they need to do. Top arm pulls you up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, moving into triangle pose. Take the right hand as far forward as you can, hinging at the waist, as far as you can, and comes outside of the shin. Left hand goes up for our triangle pose. The right hand can always come to a block here. Push into the ball of that front foot so you don't hyperextend that front knee. And then try and pull in these lower two ribs. So notice I'm kind of hunched over. And when I pull these two in, I straighten out. And I'm nice and flat. And then I get a cramp in my leg. Ow. Okay. Bending into that front knee, finding that low lunge, coming up high on those back toes. Reset that lunge to where it feels good for you and so that you can do your work. Inhale the arms forward, all the way up. Anjaneyasana, Crescent Lunge. And we need to get some of those in. So we're going to twist to the right, take the arms parallel to the ground, and hold. Straighten that back leg, engage it like you're taking the thigh towards the ceiling. Come up high on those back toes, pull in that core. Take the right hand down that back thigh. The left hand goes up as you twist back towards the front, squaring the shoulders to the front of the mat. Both hands come up, Anjaneyasana, Crescent Lunge. And both hands come down and step forward, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot stays there, right foot steps back, low lunge. Again, set up that low lunge on that back high on those back toes, straightening that back leg. The left hip pulls forward, or pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Fingertips claw the heart forward, and the pelvis sinks. The back heel rotates to the mat, arms, warrior two, and taking that back foot back a little more if you need to, trying to get that front thigh parallel to the ground. Wide stance will give us room to do what we need. If your feet are closer together, we don't have as much room to work, and we need room. Remember the breath. Shoulders back and down, pull in that core. Gaze over those front. Flip the front palm, take it up and back to reverse your warrior. Exhale through your warrior two, extended side angle, left elbow to thigh, right arm comes directly in front, flip the palm, pull the shoulder back, tricep goes by your ear. Look up underneath that arm, trying to find the inner arches on both those feet. Taking some of the weight out of that elbow. And then top arm pulls you up, warrior two, moving into triangle, straighten that front leg, push into the ball of that front foot. Hinge at the waist, taking those left fingers as far forward as you can. Then the left hand comes outside the calf, right hand goes up. Again, pushing into the ball of that front foot, pulling in those lower two ribs so you straighten out that side body. Looking up at that right hand, clawing the air so that you're fully engaging that arm. Both hands come down, low lunge, set up that lunge. Bring that back foot in a little bit if you need to. Inhale the arms forward, all the way up, Anjaneyasana, engaging that back leg up high on those back toes. Remember that twist. Twist to the left, arms come parallel. Left hip is still pulling back. Back hand goes down back thigh. Right hand goes up as your shoulders square to the front of your mat. Both hands come up, Anjaneyasana, and both hands come down, low lunge. Step forward, forward fold. Hips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms and hop or step it back, finding your high plank. Chaturanga, if you're going to step back, you step back to high plank. If you're going to jump back to chaturanga, and then go to high plank. Hips go up and back, down dog. Walk that dog here, one heel towards the mat and then the other. Again, remember that external rotation of the biceps. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, down dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Push it back up, high plank. Chaturanga. Drop the pelvis, uncurl the toes, fingertips claw the heart forward. Cobra. Pull those shoulders back, fingertips pull the heart forward, toes dig into the ground, and down all the way. Coming to your forearms, Sphinx Pose. Notice my elbows are directly underneath my shoulders. My elbows at that 90-degree bend on the ground, pulling my heart forward for Sphinx Pose. Looking forward. And down. You can take a cheek to the mat for a moment. Letting the arms relax. The chin comes back to center. You're going to take your hands as goalposts. Okay, just like we did earlier, standing up. And we're going to go into a locust pose. What that means is you're going to inhale your chest and arms up off the mat. And then you're going to bring those feet up as well. You can and still be able to breathe. And down. Taking opposite cheek to the mat. It's easier if you're not wearing a microphone like me. Chin comes back to center. Poses here. Curl the back toes under. Plant the palms by the chest and hug the elbows in so that the elbows are directly over the wrists. Lift the level with the elbows. Pick the knees up so your legs are fully engaged. Inhale and push the floor away. On your exhale, high plank. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right leg raises for three-legged dog. And you're going to pull it through for pigeon on the right, taking the right knee all the way to the outside edge of your mat behind your right wrist. And slowly walk that left toes back before you take the forearms to the ground or the head to the ground. We're going to stay here for a minute because we will stretch out that IT band. We're not slouching and slumping here. Remember that. We want that good posture, so we're still pulling our heart forward. Even if you take your forehead all the way to the ground, find that posture. Slowly coming up, bringing the hands back by the hips, pulling those knees toward each other. Notice I come up just slightly, not too much, but just a little bit. And I slowly pull that left knee up. Can reach the left hand back for the left foot. Again, I'm pulling those knees towards each other, which will bring my pelvis up off of the mat, finding the strength there with those inner thighs. And slowly release, planting the palms. And you're going to take your weight into that right hip, pull the left leg around. The right foot comes down by the left butt cheek. Get the flesh out from underneath those sit bones. And the left foot comes in front of the right knee. The left hand comes behind as a kickstand. The right hand inhales up, exhales to the outside edge of that left knee. Slowly twist, looking back over that left shoulder, pushing elbow into knee and knee into elbow. You'll find another stretch here in that IT band. Slowly release. This time, the left to the outside edge of the mat. That right ankle comes back just a little bit. The weight shifts into the left hip. The right foot goes back, coming up on the wiggling those toes back a little more. Then finding the posture and coming down onto those forearms or that forehead, finding that IT over in here. Slowly walking your hands up by your waist, pulling those knees towards each other, and then pulling that right foot up. Right hand reaches back for right foot, shoulders square to the front of your mat. Slowly release, planting the palms down. The weight comes into the left hip, bringing the right foot around this time. Left foot goes by right buttocks. Get the flesh out from underneath the sit bone. Right foot comes in front of left knee. Right hand comes behind as a kickstand. Left arm inhales up. Exhale over. Pushing elbow into knee, knee into elbow as you slowly twist back, looking over that right shoulder. Slowly untwist. We're going to go pose, because this is also good for our low back. So our knees, my knees, I'm going to go into a modified child's pose actually. Usually a child's pose is when your knees are together and you go forward. So we're going to take our knees out to the side. That way we have plenty of room for our belly to come down between our thighs. And we're going to slowly walk forward together in the back, by the way, until my forehead comes down to the ground, and relax. Slowly make your way onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest. You can have a strap here if you want for when we stretch out our legs, or you can simply use your hands. Hanging onto the right knee, allow the left leg to go long along the mat. Flexing the left toes back towards your nose, circle that right ankle a few times. Change directions. And take that right heel towards the ceiling, toes flexed back towards your nose, interlacing your hands behind your thigh or your calf, but fully engage that leg. We don't want to be like this. We're not getting anything out of having a bend in this knee. Straighten that leg. Find that annoyance, that stretch. If you can grab your big toe, go right ahead. Just try to make sure that the ball of your foot stays level, which means pulling the pinky toe down towards the ground a little bit. And gently take the leg out to the right. Bring it back up to center, keeping it straight, and then slightly across midline, which I'm going to have to let go of my toe for that one. You're going to feel it. You should be keeping that right hip on the ground. If you're having to pick it up, take it back down, because it shouldn't take much across midline to really feel that leg. And then bend the knee. Take the knee to the ground. I want the knee all the way to the ground. Take the right hand towards the ceiling. Let the right hand fall towards the ground. Gaze towards those fingers. Your shoulder may or may not go all the way to the ground, but we're going to inhale and we're going to exhale that shoulder a little closer to the ground. With every inhale, exhale, relax the shoulder down. And then roll onto the back, pull the knees into the chest. Hang on to the left, allow the right to go long. Flex the right toes back towards your nose and circle that left ankle. Change directions. Take the left heel towards the ceiling, toes flexed back towards your nose. So again, either the hands interlace behind the thigh or the calf, and make sure that that leg is not bent. We don't want to see this. This doesn't get us anywhere. We want it nice and straight, toes flexed back towards your nose. And big toe, go right ahead. We don't want it curled in. We want that foot to be pulling towards the outside of your leg so that pinky toe starts to come down. And then the shoulders should both be on the ground. If you can't grab the toe and have the shoulders on the ground and the head relaxed, then you need to be grabbing the calf. Take the leg long to the left. Again, engaging that right leg so the right butt cheek stays on the mat. Then bring that leg up to center and slightly across midline. Again, keeping that left hip on the mat, straightening that leg, bending the knee, taking it to the ground. Left hand goes up and then slowly goes towards the ground. Gaze towards those left. Inhale. Exhale that shoulder closer to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, relax it down. Keep going. Roll onto the back. Pull those knees in. So once more, you can get those 2 tennis balls, or if you didn't have them, you can just do those circles, finding those annoying spots right there where your glutes start. And this will help work out the aches in your lower back, actually. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. Take your hands between your feet, grabbing the outside edges of your feet. Happy baby, that squat, like you were doing a squat on the ceiling. A 90-degree bend in those knees. Your elbows should be pushing into your shins. Your hands should be grabbing your feet just like a happy baby. And we don't want to be, okay, pull that tailbone back down. And when you're ready, letting one foot and then the other go long along the mat. So today, I'm going to take a block. And you could take a rolled up towel, anything. And you can put it underneath your shoulder blades. So I'm going to do a heart opener here. Especially on where I have a rib that likes to pop out. And I'm going to take my other block and put it underneath my head, my shoulder blades. Just go around the block. I might shift here and do that side. You don't have to stay here the entire time. It might not be comfortable the entire time, and you can shift and take it out if you want to. For anyone who is not going to stay here for Shavasana for the 8 minutes, thank you for letting me take you through a class, and I'll see you at another time. The light within me truly honors the light within each and every one of you. We'll bow and say namaste. For everyone else, see you in 8 minutes. Slowly deepening the breath. Taking that block out from underneath you, coming onto that back if you haven't already. Stretching those arms overhead, finding that big morning stretch. Maybe a big yawn.